In this episode, we want to look at this topic, which is like a question that can there be a perfect marriage, or is there a perfect marriage? Can there be a perfect marriage? By the time we finish this episode, you'll be able to answer that question effectively. Let's make some definition first. A perfect marriage is often perceived to be a union between two people that is free from conflicts, disagreements, and challenges. It's a relationship between two people that is totally free from conflicts, disagreements, and challenges. However, this idea of perfection is often unrealistic and unattainable because it is absolutely impossible for two people to live together without conflicts, without disagreements, without challenges for months, for weeks, and for years. Now let's consider the biblical perspective on marriage. Biblical perspective on marriage. The Bible teaches that marriage is a sacred institution created by God Himself. Genesis chapter 2 verse 24, Matthew chapter 19 verse 4 to 6. That marriage is a sacred institution that is created by God. It also acknowledges that marriage is not immune to challenges and conflicts. That is, marriage is not absolutely free from challenges and conflicts. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 28, 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 28, Ephesians chapter 5 verse 22 to 33, Ephesians chapter 5 verse 22 to 33. Now back to our question. Can there be a perfect marriage? While it is possible for a marriage to be healthy, fulfilling, and joyful, it is unlikely that any marriage can be completely perfect. It is possible for a marriage to be healthy, fulfilling, and joyful. It is unlikely that any marriage can be completely perfect. The Bible teaches that all women are imperfect and prone to sin. Romans chapter 3 verse 23, Romans chapter 3 verse 23, 1 John chapter 1 verse 8 to 10, 1 John chapter 1 verse 8 to 10. Therefore, it is unrealistic to expect that any marriage can be completely free from conflicts, disagreements, and challenges. Now let's look at some biblical example of imperfect marriage. 1. Adam and Eve in Genesis chapter 3 verse 1 to 24. Genesis chapter 3 verse 1 to 24. The first marriage in the Bible was not perfect. Adam and Eve disobeyed God's commands, leading to sin and separation from God. So that particular one, that even it was God that brought them together, Bible says it was not perfect, and they disobeyed God and they sinned against God. Number 2, Abraham and Sarah. Abraham and Sarah's marriage was marked by imperfection, including Abraham's saying a lie about Sarah being a sister in Genesis chapter 12 verse 10 to 20. So Abraham lied that Sarah was a sister in that Genesis chapter 12 verse 10 to 20. And Sarah also laughed at God's promise of a child in Genesis chapter 18 verse 1 to 15. Genesis chapter 18 verse 1 to 15. The third example is David and Bathsheba. David's marriage to Bathsheba was marked by sin and imperfection. David's adultery with Bathsheba led to the death of the husband, Uriah, and loss of their child. 2 Samuel chapter 11 verse 1 to 27. 2 Samuel chapter 11 verse 1 to 27. So, as we can see, that it's not possible to have a perfect marriage. Now let's consider characteristics of a healthy marriage. We can only have a healthy marriage, a joyful marriage, and a fulfilling marriage. So let's look at the characteristics of a healthy marriage. While perfection may not be attainable, a healthy marriage can be characterized by the following features. 1. Mutual respect. A healthy marriage is built on mutual respect, where both partners value and honor each other. So both of them will honor themselves, will respect themselves, and will value and honor each other's opinion and suggestion. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 3. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 3. Number 2, effective communication. Healthy communication is essential in a marriage. Partners should be able to communicate effectively, listening to each other, needs and concern. So they should be to communicate, create time to discuss together, to iron out things together, and must be ready to listen to one another's opinion and suggestion that can help the family to move forward. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 29 to 31. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 29 to 31. Conflict resolution. Conflicts are inevitable in any marriage. A healthy marriage is able to resolve conflicts in a constructive and respectful manner. So definitely conflict will come, misunderstanding will come, disagreement will come. So both of them should be mature enough to undo and to resolve things amicably without causing it to linger for days, for months, for years. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 32. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 32. Emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy is essential in a healthy marriage. Partners should be able to connect emotionally, sharing their thoughts and feelings and desire with each other conveniently and freely. So the partner should be free to share their thoughts, their feeling and desire with one another conveniently and easily. Genesis chapter 2 verse 24. Number 5 is spiritual unity. A healthy marriage is built on spiritual unity where both of them share the same faith and the same value. So both partners must have the same faith, share the same value, believe in the same God, and serve and worship the same God. Matthew chapter 19 verse 4 to 6. So in a nutshell, we have looked at, or we have answered this question, that can there be a perfect marriage? We looked at the biblical perspective of marriage, and we said that it's difficult to have a marriage that will not encounter one conflict or the other, disagreement and challenges. And as long as these are very, very visible in all marriages, then it means that marriage cannot be that perfect. But rather we can have a joyful marriage, a healthy marriage, and a fulfilling marriage. And we looked at some examples of the scriptures, the example of Adam and Eve, Abraham and Sarah, and David and Bathsheba. And we looked at the characteristics of a healthy marriage, that since we cannot have a perfect marriage, we can have a healthy marriage. So we look at the characteristics, we talk about mutual respect for each other, effective communication between them, conflict resolution between them conveniently, emotional intimacy, and spiritual unity as some of the features of a healthy marriage. In conclusion, while a perfect marriage may not be attainable, a healthy and a fulfilling marriage is possible. By cultivating mutual respect, effective communication, conflict resolution, emotional intimacy, and spiritual unity, couples can build a strong and resilient marriage that honors God. So this is where we're going to stop on this note, that it is not possible to have a perfect marriage here on earth, because it's not possible for a marriage to exist without challenges, without disagreement, without conflicts. So as long as these three are possible in marriage, then that marriage cannot be perfect. But at the same time, you can have a healthy marriage that can manage all these that we have mentioned. Thank you and have a wonderful day.